Got to bring his profile. Sorry about that, Mr. Correa. So I'll just brag a lot about you. Is that okay? Okay. He had New Mexico in the background somewhere. He's been principal. He's been superintendent. He's been all these other things. He's got a great family. The thing that I think you're going to love, if you have not met him, you've got a treat. So Mr. Correa, please come up. Give him a round of applause.
And first of all, if it's okay, you know
Mr. Craig, I hate to do this, but they put us on YouTube, so they
oh, I have to do the mic because we're on YouTube. Okay. I was trying, 28 years I've been working on my administrative and educational voice, so I like to use it when I get a chance to do it, besides just in the hallways. First of all, welcome to Summer Creek for those of you that are new, like me. I'm sure you'll see very quickly, and if you haven't already, please come back and see me, because I'd love the opportunity to take you around and show you exactly what we have to offer here at Summer Creek. And so if you haven't done that, please come back, and I'd be happy to give you that tour myself personally. For those of you who have been here, thank you very much for continuing to come back and continue to work with us, because this is important to me. When I first met Don and he told me about, Mr. Gaddy, and he told me about BizCom and what the focus was, I was excited about getting you here and wanting to be able to work with you, because I clearly want to make sure that Summer Creek is a community school. A school that you can be proud of, a school that you can use, a school that you can advertise to when you have people that are moving into your businesses or coming to our location, that they will be excited about coming here. So that is our focus, and I clearly want to work with you to make sure that that happens. Let me tell you a little bit about me. It's true. This is my 28th year. I have been a superintendent, a high school principal for 12 years. Everything that I do keeps coming back to the building location because I love being with kids. I have done the job away from students, and every time I have missed being able to talk to them, interact with them, and most importantly, as a high school principal, is 9 months later, or 4 years and 9 months later, is hand them a graduation diploma. And see that smile on their face and the pride in their families when they walk across that stage. So everything we do in the school, and we have 3 goals that we're working on here in the school, have to do with that. We are targeting teaching. We're making sure that the content that's being delivered is at a rigor that will prepare our students for the EOCs and graduation. We're making sure that we're delivering accurate content so that they have that information. We're making sure that teachers are educating from bell to bell, and that we're engaging our students in those classrooms with the learning that's taking place there. We're addressing learning for our students. We're taking a look at their data. We're making sure that they're here. One is attendance, that they're here, and if they're not, we're making communication with our parents, talking to them about getting their students here so that we can educate them. We're looking at discipline studies and the data and where our kids are faltering, whether it be in truancy, whether it be in discipline problems, and putting our resources where they need to be in order to address those issues for our students. To make sure that if it is a problem here at the school, we address it. If it's a problem at home, we give them counseling with our counselors to make sure that we're addressing their needs so that they can stay focused in the classrooms. And then last but not least is we're making sure that we have good documented policies, procedures, and processes. Because we're at 2,500 kids, 2,438 as of today. And only growing. And as you get bigger, you know, as business owners, you have to have good policies, procedures, and processes in order to make sure that things function correctly. So we're making sure that that happens here in our school building so that everyone is successful, for our teachers in the classroom and our students that attend those classrooms. So I'm very excited about that. And we want to make sure that you're involved in that. We want to make sure that we ask you how things are going, and you hear things out in the community, the things you may need for your businesses, that we're preparing our kids. So we want to work closely with you to make sure that our kids are ready, that at the end of those 4 years when we hand them that diploma, that they're either ready to go off to higher ed and enter the college arena or trade school or whatever, military service, Or if they decide to go right to work, they're able to go and meet your needs that you have in your businesses so that they can deliver right away and be successful in those areas. So everything we do is to make sure that they're ready for that. I couldn't do that as a high school principal. I couldn't do that without five very important people to me, and though that's my family. I've got to tell you, I have a wonderful wife. She's also an educator. She is in Spring ISD as an elementary principal. She's loving it, very excited about that. I have 4 lovely daughters, 2 of which are at Texas State. One graduated last year, is working for Apple. One is still there and will be an elementary teacher hopefully will graduate in May of this coming year. And will be an elementary teacher, and we're looking forward to that. And then I have 2 at home. I have a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old that are still at home going into 6th, actually 11 and 12, going into 6th and 7th grade. And they do a wonderful job. They come, you'll see them, you'll get to see them if you come to our events, and we invite you to all of our events, whether it be football, performing arts here on the campus, or anything that's happening. Please come out and support our kids, and I know you do. But you'll get to meet them because they also support me, and I couldn't do it without them because there are a lot of activities, and they give me everything I need in order to support your students as well and your kids. And again, thank you very much for being here. I look forward to working with you and to making sure that we're successful, meeting you one-on-one. I left my card out front on the table as well. If you need anything at all, please give me a call. Let me know what we can work on together to make Summer Creek successful so that we can meet the needs for you in the future and prepare our kids for that. So again, thank you very much. And one last thing, I would really like to thank Mr. Gaddy Don. The minute I hit the ground running on July 2nd, he was one of the first people I met, and you made me feel welcome, showed me the ropes, and thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
See why I'm excited? This is going to be awesome. Now, I noticed we got a great problem. We got standing room only. Now, we got some room up here for some chairs. If some of you guys, there's some chairs right outside. If y'all would bring some in. There's one chair here. There's a chair right here. Is there 2 chairs right there?
2 right here.
Okay. Terry, quit hogging that thing over there, buddy. No, I'm teasing. It's kind of like church, isn't it? And while we're at it, we want to thank some people, and we're going to go a little bit out of order. Hang on just a second. No, just hold still, stand still. All right. That little altercation, if you want to call it that, or interaction, tells you a lot about this man. And also his wife, Erica. I know that's Erica, better half. We couldn't do without him, right? But, you know, back in 2009 when we first started this, you know in Texas, if you got food, it really helps. And if you got Chick-fil-A, it's a home run, right? So back in 2009, Dwayne was one of the first people I met, and he's from the very start for years, before we ever had sponsorships with the Chamber, Dwayne and Erica have given them themselves, love them to death. I do want to let them, Dwayne, I want you to talk just a second about your cat.
Our founder passed away on Monday, and I had the distinct privilege to go to his funeral yesterday, and it was just a blessing. And it was just a celebration of relationships. People he just poured into for years were there, 4,000 officers, I think. So, sorry, told you that happened. But I just had a blessing to be there. And so y'all enjoy, remember a little bit about Truett while you eat lunch, and there's a lot of great information, so pay attention.
Give him a round of applause, please. Just remember that Holstein cow, eat more chicken, okay? And if you're going to eat more chicken, do it at Fall Creek. Right, actually. We appreciate you. Also, we have presenting sponsors that are dear friends to us here. And we want to talk about them. And Vivian Bond, how did they manage to get you up in front? This is exciting. Oh, okay. Well, I can understand that. So, you know, I try and embarrass you, but I'm not going to do that. But Vivian Bond, come on now. And Vivian, yeah, give her a round of applause. Dear friend from the Moral Home.
Thank you, Don, and thank you for having us here today. Thank you to the Chamber for allowing us to sponsor this great event. I'm so proud as a Fall Creek resident to see the turnout today. Have you guys looked around the room? Is this the best ever, Dawn? It is fabulous. So as a Fall Creek resident, I'm really, really proud to be here and to represent Memorial Herman, who, if you haven't noticed, is right in front of Summer Creek High School. Today I'm just going to take the opportunity to talk about a program that's growing and expanding within the Memorial Herman Northeast family. Many of you may know that we have a relationship with UT Orthopedics. They are our partner orthopedics and sports medicine team. And I'm going to ask Dr. George Azude to stand up for just a moment. Our newest physician with UT Orthopedics. He's an orthopedic surgeon who is fellowship trained in sports medicine, and so he's our latest and greatest addition to our partnership with Humble ISD, as well as with our convenient care center location in the front. So those of you who are out on Friday night and are going to be at the Summer Creek Bulldog games or at Atascocita High School, you may see Dr. Azude on the sidelines. It is one of the great things that we offer and partner with Humble ISD to do. In addition to our athletic physicals, EKGs for incoming 9th graders to make sure those student athletes have healthy hearts. As well as doing Saturday morning injury clinics. So if you have student athletes playing football this year, hopefully they will remain safe and uninjured, but in the event they're out on the football field Friday night and they do have an injury, Dr. Azude and his partners have a Saturday morning injury clinic at their office in Humble. Please grab a flyer if you have any interest. They'll be there from 8 a.m. until 10:30. Dr. Azude also has business cards with him as well. I'm sorry, 9:30. I lied about the time. 8 to 9:30. Thank you for keeping me in line, Robert. Again, thank you for having us here. We appreciate it very, very much.
You know, being an old football coach myself, I was kind of trying to figure out what Brian Ford was thinking. I was going, I wonder if he's got any eligibility left. He looked like he's worked out a time or two, didn't he? So that's good. Okay, so is there more food back there, Dwayne? If you haven't gotten a lunch, come on in. These guys over here, they'll work you out. They're over in our complex over there. So we're glad to have them there. Another great partner in our community is the Greater Houston, the YMCA. And they cover such a great area. Alicia Booster, are you here? Appreciate her so much. We're so glad she's here. Here you go.
Thanks. I apologize for the scratchy voice. A little bit of allergies going on, but we are fortunate to be co-sponsors with Memorial Herman for this event. And for those of you who've been here in the past, you're aware that we have a South Lake Houston location. We are an extension of Lake Houston YMCA, and we're a program location. So we don't have a building yet, but if you go by Wood Creek Middle School, you'll see at their little driveway there that there's a sign that says, future home of the South Lake Houston YMCA. So our goal is to be able to bring programs, the YMCA programs, to this area so that you don't have to travel all the way up to the north part in Kingwood. And so some of the programs that we offer that have been very successful for us have been our youth sports and our after-school programs. Coming up for our youth sports, we're currently in our volleyball, soccer, and baseball season. Coming up, we'll have winter basketball, and we will have flag football, which is popular around here for those that don't want to play tackle football. So if you're interested, we definitely we've got information online about those upcoming sports. The other thing is we are looking to bring some group exercise classes to this area, and so we want to be able to provide some healthy options for the adults as well. So be looking for South Lake Houston group exercise classes coming up in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. They have been such a great partner with us throughout the Humble ISD, and we're excited about what the future holds there. So, you know, back when Trey and I first started this, one of the things, he came from a town where on Friday nights football games would happen, town shut down. I came up in that same kind of thing from the middle of Missouri. And so one of the things that we always hope for is that would happen here, build that sense of community. Well, if you haven't noticed, Summer Creek has had one of the premier football programs in a very, very short period of time. We're so blessed to have the athletic director and the head football coach that we have. Not only is he a great football coach, he is a great family man, a man of integrity, somebody I'm proud to call a friend. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Don. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all the support that we get from this area. Those of you that have been with us all the way back, like we said, 5 years, cannot believe 5 years has passed. I don't think I've spoken in 2 years. But again, just wanted to thank all of you that have donated so much of your time and effort to our programs here at Summer Creek, in particular Chick-fil-A and Memorial Hermann, who've been highlighted already, just do tremendous work for us. We really do appreciate that. And if you're new and haven't had an opportunity, we really encourage you to become a part of our family here. Do as much as you can to help and just be a part with us. And then I'd like to also just give a little bit of an update. It's been 2 years, as I said. I'm not sure. I think I missed last year. I think I did. Regardless, and also one thing with the Memorial Hermann I wanted to, because you mentioned football and injuries, the first official concussion of the year came in swimming. Head right into the wall. So, just wanted to point that out. You gotta be careful. It's concrete. But no, I really do. I think it's been 2 years. I can remember talking 2 years ago, kind of unsure. We were moving into a new district. We had won the district championship in our previous district the year before. We're feeling pretty good, but we're going into a new district with some tough teams, and so 2 years have kind of gone by, and basically the last 3 years we're sitting at 31-4 with 3 district championships. Those are our three first senior classes. All 3 senior classes that we have graduated at Summer Creek were able to win district championships in football. This year brings a new challenge. As he talked about with the enrollment, we're up to 2,400 plus kids. We've moved into the top classification in Texas, which is now called 6A, the old 5A. And we have a very tough non-district and district schedule. We unfortunately got the wrong end of it last week, but that's only the second loss we've suffered in the regular season in the last 4 years. So we're gonna try to bounce back this week. We're going down to Beaumont to play Beaumont Central, who we played in the first round of the playoffs last year. Very tough team, but we're excited to get another opportunity to kind of redeem ourselves. And we would encourage you, obviously the home games out at Turner Stadium, just keep an eye on the schedule and come see us play. Thank you, Don. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. One of the things that we can do, I don't know, did any of you ever see Remember the Titans? Okay. One of the things that community did, they put up everywhere, Titans, Titans, Titans. That's one of the things I think that could probably help our program as much as anything, if you see Go Bulldogs everywhere. And so one of the things, if you've got a shop that you can do that in, or I don't know if Summerwood allows this. If they do not, please don't hit me. But maybe put Go Bulldogs on your car or something. But one of the things that would really help, and one of the things that I'm going to be meeting with their booster club, this is a really good idea. I wish I'd have thought of about 4 or 5 years ago coaching. So sometimes I'm not the fastest on things, but I'm going to meet with the booster club and see what we can do as a group. If you don't have your email with the chamber, please make sure you get it so we can do some things and let you know how much we appreciate you. And not just the athletic department, but all of the departments here. As Mr. Correa said, this is the community school, and we really want to feel that. Before we go on to the next thing, I wanted to thank several people that you never see. Marcia Senatier, who is Mr. Correa's assistant. Mr. Correa, where are you?
I'm right here.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so Mr. Correa's assistant, and then also today Pam Lovell has been helping, and Eddie Palomero has made this all possible today, so we're very thankful for them. Now, if you drove in here today, you might have happened to look over maybe to the left and maybe kind of upper left. You might have seen something out there you wouldn't have seen, oh, I don't know, a year ago. Those are not dinosaurs, those are cranes. And the reason of that is that if you've been somewhere in another country, there's something coming to our community called Generation Park. Now, McCord Development, and I wanted to make sure, Sam, you're going to be able to, okay. So McCord Development are the ones who developed that, and they're wonderful community partners. We are so thankful. And one of the vice presidents of development is here, and a very, very good friend. Please give a round of applause to Rick Yarbrough.
Thank you, John. As usual, it's great to be here. And just looking out of the room, I'm amazed the number of people that continue to grow in this organization. Just a quick update. You've seen the construction cranes. We like to think of those as being the state bird of Texas. All the development that's going on around Houston and in the state right now. But those are in the FMC campus. FMC is a great partner. They are well on their way on their first phase. Those cranes are on their office buildings that are in the first phase. They have about $350 million worth of construction going on in the initial phase, and as we understand it, they are rapidly moving forward on the design on their second phase. So we're excited about that. The timeline for them to be complete and moving in is going to be a little over a year from now, but you're going to see a lot of those buildings going up, as well as some of the streets and roads that we've been talking about will be coming in. When you come into the school, if you kept going straight, those barricades will be coming down toward the end of the year, first part of next year. With the bridge going in, it was Westlake Houston will be extended all the way back to Lockwood, increasing the connectivity. I didn't know we had this aerial up here. What you're seeing there on the picture is the lake. And that is, we're calling West Lake. That'll be just south of the school. That will have a trail, about a 1 mile trail for all of the people in Memorial Hermann that are interested in sports fitness. We want to encourage, this is not just for FMC or Generation Park, this is for the community to be able to use and enjoy the facilities that we're developing in Generation Park. So well, the building isn't set yet, but the lake, we're praying for rain once we get the, I don't have to be buying water for the city of Houston. But we are excited about having that park in our initial phase. We want to encourage the community to use it. Everything we're doing in Generation Park, be it outside of the FMC campus, our ESPA, or mixed use community, is well underway. We will start design and construction on that next year for restaurants, hotels, additional office buildings, and I'll be giving you more details as we kind of turn the clock into 2015 as we're able to announce some of the specifics that are going to happen in that 52 acres that will be planning on development. But thank you so much. If there are any questions, please come see me afterwards. I'll be glad to address specific questions. If you have businesses that are interested in relocating to Generation Park, we would also be glad to talk to you. Thanks so much.
A couple of items I want to touch base on before we bring the next person up. I didn't mention how our schedule works. We go from 11 to noon. We try and keep it at that. However, right after that, we have an opportunity for everybody that's here to stand up and take about 15, 30 seconds to say who they're with, what they do, advertise your business if you want it, or whatever it is. We'll go right into that. If you need to leave at 12 or any time after that, you can just get up and walk out. Dr. Sconzo may knock you down on the way out, but other than that, it's okay, right? He may be. So one of the things, that's how our schedule works. And then also, I just wanted to make sure that you know how much we appreciate you being here. One of the things that, a lot of things have happened because of the people in this group. Barbara Murdoch, where are you? Okay, every time you come from 59 down Beltway 8 and get off at Summerwood, under the freeway, you can thank God and Barbara Murdoch, because there's 3 lanes there to turn on instead of 1. They created all the plans for this back in the 50s. And they were going ahead with it just the way it was until Barbara read some things about it And if you don't know Barbara, she can be fairly tenacious, which I am. Is that a fair statement, Barbara?
It certainly is, and I couldn't have done it without Lake Houston Chamber of Commerce behind me.
Absolutely. So you can just, isn't that great that things like that happen? How much does that help people? I have no idea. She brought another thing to our attention. If you were here one time before, and it was great, when Rick McCord and our current commissioner, Frank O'Lee, I didn't really know Frank O'Lee before he came, and it was wonderful to have that banter back and forth from them. But one of the things that Barbara let us know recently, is that they're changing the districts, and so we're going to get some other commissioners involved. And one of the things that she wanted to make sure everybody's aware of, if you've driven up West Lake Houston Parkway, going up over the bridge across the railroad tracks, they're putting a stoplight in there. Just be aware of that, so if you guys that may not stay under the speed limit, don't do that, because at the bottom of that hill. So just be careful with that. And you know what? Yeah, Barbara?
Just one quick statement to everybody. Word of warning. Police, sheriff's department, and everybody are giving tickets out in that area. They sure are. Today.
On the way.
My guess is they're getting people ready tonight to get 65 miles an hour over the bridge into stop traffic.
Yeah, people soar through there, so that's good to know about that. One of the things we'll try to do for our next meeting, just so you know, tentatively, it looks like we're going to have FMC Technologies come next time. We're excited about that. And then we'll also try and get one of the Commissioner Mormon probably. I'm not sure exactly how all that'll work, but that's an upcoming thing, so we're excited about that. So another dear friend that we are so grateful for is Catherine Pearson. She is the president of Lone Star College and doing an absolutely awesome job. She's also the president of the Chamber of Commerce. Please give her a round of applause.
Well, I'm going to wear my college hat right now, and my job is to give you information about a bond that is being proposed in November. And we do have some information on it, some paper information as well. Now, disclaimer, I'm from South Texas. We normally don't talk fast, but I'm going to talk fast because I only have a few minutes. So with that, is this up and running? Okay. Try to stay out of the way. This is how we started in 1973 with only 3 school districts. This is what we are now. We consist of 11 different tax-paying school districts and then other areas that are within our jurisdiction. So we serve over 2 million in a population. We now, as of this fall, have over 82,000 credit students. So, and we're dispersed all around. Your local community college is Lone Star College, Kingwood. This is where our money comes from. So pretty evenly distributed between the tuition and fees that students pay, the property taxes that you pay if you own property in the area, and that includes businesses as well. And then, of course, the state doesn't pay as much as they once did, and that's always dwindling. This bond that the Lone Star College trustees is calling for in November is $485 million. Again, to serve an area of 1,400 square miles. 6 different colleges, and each college will have something happen at that campus. So I'm going to focus on the Kingwood one. But this will not cause a tax increase. And that's because we're all growing, so our tax base is continually being added to. And this is just kind of the history of where we've been in taxes. The blue on the bottom is the INS, that's for buildings, construction, and the red is on maintenance and operations. And last week at our trustees meeting, the board actually lowered the tax rate, again, 7th time I think in 10 years, and it is now $10.81 per $100,000 home. So it's roughly, actually, this doesn't have the update, it'll cost you about $103 a year for a $100,000 home. What a bargain. This is where we are in terms of taxes in this, compared to all the other 50 community colleges in the state. This is how our enrollment has grown, and you've seen that in our area, and certainly with the recession. With the recession, more and more people came to college to retool and to get new jobs or to keep the jobs that they had. So this growth, we know, won't stop as we see what's happening with Generation Park and everywhere in our system, whether it's in the Cypress Fairbanks area or further north. We're actually the second largest, we're probably the largest now as of this fall. These stats were last fall, community college system in the state. Only Dallas is ahead of us, and we're probably neck and neck, if not ahead of them. Because the Houston area, our area is growing faster than Dallas County. We're very conservative in our growth projections. So what you see in the blue color was actually the projections that were made when we passed the 2008 bond. The red is our actual numbers of growth. And this slide shows you in red the population in our zip code areas and then the credit student head count. And basically what you see again with the recession, as the recession started, we offer great quality education at really affordable prices, so more and more students came to their local community college. Actually, 75% of all freshmen are at a community college. We are the #1 higher ed institution of choice for our 1,400 square mile radius. You might note that more students that graduate from our high schools come to us than any place else. Just shows the role of the community college, and we all know, you see this in businesses, you see this everywhere, that we are in a knowledge-based economy. And 63% of all jobs in just a few years will require training beyond high school. And we all know what the earning potential is, the more degrees you have. Because our students stay in the area, there are additional skills gained by either certificates or degrees stay in the area, and that boosts the local economy to actually make a difference of $3.1 billion. So we have huge economic impact on our communities. Again, nurses, all the firefighters, welders, so many others. The reason that we are calling for this bond are listed here. First and foremost is to provide higher education opportunities. We are almost out of building space. Within about 2 years, if we don't have additional facilities, we'll be capping classes. And this slide just shows that we are very conservative with space. We don't overbuild. So what you see in the red is the actual space available for classrooms, and what you see in blue is the enrollment. And the area between the dotted lines are what a bond would allow us to do as a system. For your Lone Star College Kingwood, we would be adding over here a health professions building. Right now, the bottom floor of this building is our health professions building. We cannot expand our dental hygiene. We have the only dental hygiene program in the system. We are constantly asked to expand nursing. We have almost 300 nursing students through our system, through the Kingwood College. And respiratory and others. Berkeley Eye Clinic wants us to put in an ophthalmic program. So to expand any of those, we need additional facilities. So that's our greatest need on our campus, and that would allow science labs to expand, which are prerequisites for all those courses. This is student services. When we built that building, we knew it was not going to be adequate for our student body. And you see students sitting on the stairs, they're taking every single space available at lunchtime. And they don't have study carrels, so we're going to try to do eating and study carrels at the same time. The bond, besides renovations, we're 30 years old, so we do need to replace things. Besides renovations, this bond will also address campus safety and security and technology. And in addition, it will provide these workforce centers throughout the system. For Kingwood, the Advanced Technology Center, and we know we'll be offering process technology for oil and gas industry, will be a 50,000 square foot facility that most likely would be located somewhere close to Summer Creek. Okay, so this is a summary of the bond. I know I'm just about out of time. You have printed material, and I'll stick around and answer questions. We moved to single-member districts, so these individuals are running in the 3 spots that have single-member districts. They're in the more diverse population of Cy-Fair and North Harris, so most likely if you live in this area, you won't be able to vote for any of these. That's it.
You know, one of the things that I wanted to mention, just how important, especially if you followed college education and with the inflation rate of about 7% per year, that's just not even possible for a lot of families to be able to send their kids to 4 years of that, especially when they're trying to find themselves the first 2 years. As a financial advisor, unless that boy or girl's found themselves, I tell my clients, you may want to keep them here for a while and have good education. Amen? And so tonight, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of kids in your families who are mad at me. That's right. Okay. But, you know, it's your money, by the way. So, but what a valuable friend, what a valuable, this should have, I was going to say this should have been passed the last time. I'm not going to say that, but it should have been. So, okay, so please support that. So, speaking of Edward Jones, that's who I do my real job. We got a whole bunch of Edward Jones people out here. Raise your hands, guys. I'm proud of you all. Proud to call you my father. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, one other person I wanted to introduce you. Colleen, where are you? I'm not going to make you come up here this time. But for many of you know, the Chamber has been so good to us, and Stephanie Johnson has helped us down here for quite some time. I think we wore her, no, don't tell her I wore her, we wore her out. But they switched it around, so Colleen is helping us now. It's her to thank with the improvement in the look of the agenda, so we're excited about that. Colleen, we're glad you're here. Please give her a hand. Before we go to the next one, Terry Green, where are you? Terry brought something to my attention I thought everybody would like to know about. Terry, come on. Terry is a great insurance person, great friend, and he wanted to take just a couple minutes to explain something that's happening in our community.
Okay, September 26th marks the 2-year anniversary of the imprisonment of an American citizen named Saeed Abedini. He's in Rajai Shah prison, which is the worst prison in Iran. He's been beaten for 2 years. He's been tortured. He went to Iran in June of 2012 to build orphanages for the children. Then he was arrested and sentenced to 8 years of prison because he's a national threat to Iran. And his national threat is because he will not renounce his Christian faith. That's why they're torturing him to do it. His wife, Nadme Abedini, has organized a prayer vigil on September 26th in 300 cities. No, it's 370 cities now in 27 countries. And Humble, Texas is going to stand with her. Thank you. Highlight of my year, we got to meet Nadme and spend an evening with her at the Cheesecake Factory, and it was just a life-changing experience. A wonderful gal. She's spoken before the United Nations, the Geneva Summit, CNN, Fox News, U.S. Congress, European Parliament, advocating on behalf of Saeed and the persecuted church. I have assured her that the greatest community on this planet are the good people from Humble. And I said, we are going to stand with you. She's become a friend, and I'm very passionate about this. Here's what I'm asking you. There is no cost to this event. I'm asking you for 30 minutes of your time, September 26th at the Humble Civic Center. We're going to have upbeat celebratory music. We're going to have multimedia, and we're going to spend just 30 minutes to inspire people to advocate for Saeed's release, the persecuted Christians throughout the world, including those affected by ISIS. All I'm asking, 30 minutes of your time, and then if you will invite 5 people, then we'll invite 5 people. September 26th, Humble Civic Center, 6 o'clock. On behalf of Nadme Abedini, I thank you guys, and thank you, Don, for letting me do this. Thank you.
Appreciate that very much. Isn't it great to be in a community that cares? I mean, it's so. Some of our other friends down the road here, Kingwood Medical Center, they have a location in Fall Creek, and I wanted to introduce Christina La Fuente. Are you here, Christina? Okay, great. Come on up, and please give her a round of applause.
Hi, good morning. I just wanted to give you a quick update about HealthOne, our 24-hour emergency care center in Fall Creek. It's right down the road from Chick-fil-A, and it's been open for about 2.5 years now. And for the past 2.5 years, we have been offering the community free flu shots. And again, this year, during the whole month of October, we will be offering free flu shots to anyone 9 years old or older. Of course, children need consent from their parents. But I have flyers for anybody that would like to take some, and you can meet with me afterwards. And I've also put some on the little table right outside the door. So thank you. And one other thing, we also post our wait times online at kingwoodmedicalcenter.com. And I just looked on my phone, and we have like a 5-minute average wait time. So if you have an emergency or if you'd like to get a free flu shot, please come and check us out during the month of October. Thank you.
Appreciate that very much. You know, for years, a lot of people feel like that you have to drive down to the medical center. That's still that way, I think, out here. A lot of people think they have to drive to the medical center to be able to get world-class care. Well, first of all, if you're not sick when you go down there, you are by the time you get to the medical center. I mean, it's pretty much true, right? I hate driving down there. I hate trying to find parking. It's awful. And if you didn't have problems with high blood pressure before that, you knew. But I will tell you, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you look at it, we've had more experience than we really wanted. Our friends at Memorial Hermann and our friends at Kingwood Medical Center have been the best anywhere. And we love you. We appreciate you all so much. We can't tell you as a family how much we appreciate all that you do. And you know the awesome thing? They're getting better all of the time, which is amazing to me. And we just value you so much. I hope that as time goes by, you spread the word. We've got world-class healthcare right here. And amen? And so we appreciate y'all very, very much. So, okay, and so the next one, and before we talk here, Barbara Probant, raise your hand, please. Barbara is Miss Summerwood, if you didn't know that. She's done so much out in that area. We just appreciate so much. And the thing that we really appreciate about Gerard, he does all the notes and all that kind of thing. No, okay. Barbara does the notes for us and just been a great supporter from day one. And one of the things that's coming up they're going to talk about is crime watch prevention. And so Missy Stedman, a dear friend also, we're so glad to see you. And then Barbara, you'll do the dancing, right? Okay. Okay, Missy, come on. Please give her a round of applause.
Here. So Summerwood's National Night Out is the first Tuesday in October, which is the 7th, and we do it from 6 to 8 p.m. And it is Summerwood's #1 participated event. Last year we had over 850 people there. We bring out all of the community participation, people, first responders, we have sheriffs, HPD, Marine Services, they bring out their boats, fire truck, the ambulance from Station 105 are there. It is a huge event, mounted patrol. Anthony Vincent, one of our neighbors, brings out moonwalks and obstacle courses, and I think we're having a rock climbing wall this year. It is a huge event. We're thankful for all of the businesses. I'm sure that one of our volunteers has already come to a lot of the door fronts and asked for door prizes, and that's one of the ways that we get people out to meet the neighbors. And in Summerwood, if you've noticed, there's a new article out on 92.1 FM and on their news station and on their website about how Summerwood's Crimewatch group has kind of pioneered using Facebook as a way to help with crime prevention. And it's about keeping out our eyes and our ears and our cell phones and taking those pictures and participating in watching over our neighbors, right? We get to know our neighbors, we know what they drive, you know, and we know who's supposed to be at that house and who's not supposed to be at that house. And so if a car is unidentified, we can quickly take a picture and post it to our Facebook page. So if you, now, we do limit that to Summerwood residents. And so if you do want to participate in that, you can look up Summerwood Crimewatch on Facebook, and you'll get a message from Barbara, and she verifies residency, so you might have to check your other folder on Facebook. But that's the way we participate in that, and we've been able to catch criminals that way. We had a crime ring that was hit about 3 or 4 houses in Summerwood, and we were able to actually work with the constables, and it got caught, and those break-ins stopped, thank God. So we just thank the businesses, we recognize the businesses in our efforts, and I know that, I think, is Fall Creek's the same time? Fall Creek's is the same day. It's kind of Texas's National Night Out Day. The rest of the country does it in August, which is just crazy talk. So it is. So we do ours in October, and we'll have lights out and everything just in case it gets dark. So we ask that everybody participate in either the Fall Creek or the Summerwood, and we'd love to have you out there. Thank you.
You know, one of the things that we did early on is we developed a relationship, and Milton and Barbara, I think, were crucial in this, about developing a relationship with Sheriff Garcia and that interaction between businesses along the freeway. And one of the things, as communities grow, that's something that we just have to be even more focused on. So one of the things that we can talk about in our future meeting is to be able to kind of revisit that, because Sheriff Garcia is a great friend. And so thank you for being here. Also, before I go on, I've got 2 other things I wanted to mention. We have an advisory group for our BizCom. Would you all raise your hands or stand up, please? The ones that are in our advisory group. I appreciate you all so much. You know, I appreciate you very much. And could not do without you all. We really, truly appreciate you. And then I have a question for you. Any of y'all runners? Y'all ever do those 5K, 10K things? Have you ever wondered why they have that yesterday? I mean, you got to get there at like 4:30 or 5 or something like that. Have you ever thought, wouldn't it be cool to have a run like in the evening? You know, the Boy Scouts have always been pretty smart folks. Well, they figured this one out. They're going to have what's called a dawn, let me get this right, a dusk dash. Wow, isn't this, I planned this, did you notice that? Okay, so that's going to be on October 17th at 5:15 at Dewson Park. Okay.
I have information, you can register online, super easy. We would love to have business sponsors as well.
Her name, stand up please, Jennifer, real quick. And Jennifer is taking responsibility. Whoever thought that up, go ahead, clap for that. I mean, that just makes so much sense not to have to get up so early on. I'm sorry. All right, so, okay, let me come back to one thing. That when we first got started, and those of you that were here the first time, our first meeting was before, and Mr. Correa, I don't know if I've told you this or not, our first meeting with Trey, we were in hard hats. The school was not finished. We took a tour. That was in 2009. So one of the things that happened, the Chamber of Commerce, and let me just give you a little background. Humble Area Chamber of Commerce is what it's been known for a long time. They wanted to make a change in the name, and one of the things they've always, way back, when Mike Byers was here, he always reached out to me when I first got in this area, always been supportive. And now with Charlie Drumville, it's just been awesome. So one of the things that they did is they said, because of this is going on, they wanted us to have representation. They had me be on the Chamber of Commerce board. I'm finishing out my 4th year. They have 4-year terms. But one of the things that they've done is they've also, Dwayne Johnson back there and Renee Howard are on that board now. And as I'm going off, we're excited because Noah LeBeau with State, he'd get me if he was here, State Farm Insurance is going to be on the board. And then also John Flournoy with McCord Development. So the chamber has been awesome to us. Now, about a year after I was on the board, Trey said, you know, one of the things that we need to do, I probably wouldn't have thought of this. He said, we need to put ourselves under the umbrella of the Chamber of Commerce. So what's happened? Well, you see what's happened here, but if you don't know this, they have the same kind of thing in Humble, Atascocita, and Kingwood. So thanks to you all, thanks to the Innovative, thanks to people caring about their community, this is what's going on. Chamber is a great friend to us. Unfortunately, when you have, and one of the things that we've talked about in our advisory groups, we never want to have you feel like you've left here with somebody with their hands out trying to get you to pay anything. We don't want that. We didn't want you to pay for the meal. Thank you, Dwayne, and other sponsors that we have. We want you to be able to feel like this is time well spent and it's good for you, good for the community. And if you don't want to do anything to help on any of these things, don't. We want you to feel good about it. We don't want you to feel like we're trying to get money out of it. But one thing I will tell you is the chamber runs, I mean, Colleen and all of the other people, they have to be paid. You know, they've got families, they've got kids, they've got those things. These events don't happen without a lot of work. So one of the things that they did several years ago is to have what's called a total resource campaign. And I've got to tell you up front, I hated it. Because I don't like asking people for those kind of things. But over time, and sometimes, as my wife would agree, I'm a slow learner when it comes to certain things. We need this to work. So I've asked Sam Schrade, who, Sam, thank you for doing these. These are on YouTube every time. Well, yeah, this is kind of a unique little twist we did this time. That's not usually here. But Sam, come on up and talk about this. Please give him a round of applause.
You don't want to clap till I get done. No, hey, I'm Sam Schrade with Digital Networks, and along with Jenna Dayer with the YMCA, we are your co-chairs for the Total Resource Campaign, also known as the TRC. So as Don was saying, our chamber, the Lake Houston Area Chamber of Commerce, is 100% self-funded. We don't get any tax dollars, metro dollars, state dollars, sure as heck don't get any Washington dollars. So everything that happens with the chamber, right, happens because it's self-funded, and they do it with one or two ways. It's really simple. It's either memberships or sponsorships. And between those memberships and sponsorships, they raise enough money to keep all the wonderful activities, programs, and seminars and BizComs going. So the Total Resource Campaign is about to kick off here in about 5 minutes, actually. Now, what the Total Resource Campaign does is they have quantified all the sponsorships and allows everybody to buy sponsorships for the 2015 calendar year. So everything that you buy and sign up for now will be for the 2015 year, okay? How do they do it? The chamber sends out a bunch of volunteers to go out and sell these sponsorships, okay? We group them all into teams, and it gets a little competitive. This year's theme is Battle of the Bands, so we have 4 teams that will be competing. So, how do you help? If you are a member and would love to volunteer and sell sponsorships, there is a great reward if you want to do that. Come talk to me. Or, yeah, come talk to me afterwards and we'll sign you up for a team. If you're not a member but are interested in marketing and sponsoring events, it's a great way to align your event, your business with the power of the chamber and the chamber's marketing engine. They have an engine that just, it's awesome. So if you're interested in that, you can buy sponsorships. And sponsorships start around $100, okay? And they go up a little bit after that. But for $100, you can get in on with the sponsorship as well. So if you're interested, I want it right now. If you are involved as a volunteer to sell sponsorships, raise your hand right now. Look at these people. Everybody look around, left, right. You can come look at one of these people, hunt them down. They'd be happy to help you out, okay? It's the Total Resource Campaign for 2015. Excited about it. And last year's goal, we had a goal of over $300,000. We raised that plus some more. This year we have about the same goal as well, and we expect to hit our goals as well. So looking forward to it. Big done.
You know, there's how many teams? Okay, there's 4 teams, but the best team is the village people.
No! New kids on the block!
Renee Howard, Robin Schnee, new
Supremes! Supremes, Don! New kids!
We're not competitive at all. Okay, so we're trying to have some fun with it. So now this part right here, I'm going to give you an example of how we go right into the next part. And that is, what I do with my real job, I help oversee the financial affairs of select businesses and families in the communities. A good person for me is somebody that loves their family and values my advice. So, now,